Hey, this is Gunslinger. Well, this time I'm going to talk about the expanded Super Novice. Actually, I consider this job is the most challenging job and difficult to maintain starting from skill, equipments, and playstyle. Although Super Novice can access the secondary job skill, actually they only get less useful skills. Well, I don't know why. I suppose Gravity has their own reason about this. So there are three types of build Super Novice build so far, namely Pure Magic build, Critical, and Taker. But right now, I'm trying to make an experiment by combining offensive tank build with perfect dodge build. Why should focus on perfect dodge anyway, or can Super Novice solo MVP? The answer is based on the MVP tier. You may solo in low tier MVP, but it will be very time consuming since you don't have high damage output. How about soloing high tier MVP? Well, forget about that since Super Novice don't have good damage output. Just look at the skill. Well, you will think most of them are useless. You may build your Super Novice by using Meteor Strike. It will be offensive oriented, but actually it's still time consuming. Moreover, you can tank off high tier MVP by using Super Novice at level 99 or above, since they can automatically use Mental Strenght or Steel Body when their HP or hit point reach 0. But to use this function again, you need to reload. That's not efficient in my opinion. And for that reason, I mainly focus on the perfect dodge as the main defense and the Mental Strenght as the last perimeter of my defense as the tanker. The perfect dodge actually allows the player to avoid a physical attack by chance in person. It means if you have 20 points of perfect dodge, you have 20% chance to avoid the damage. So it is different from Flea since it will get penalty when you get more than 2 mob attacking, which means every additional monster will reduce your Flea about 10%. For an example, if you have 400 Flea and attack by 5 monsters, your Flea will be reduced to 280 Flea. It means your Flea is reduced about 30%. On contrary, perfect dodge is different. It is not affected by the mob numbers since it is calculated before the Flea. So that's why it is worth to invest on perfect dodge. So every 10 look will increase perfect dodge about 1 or by 1. So my status location will be more like this. So it is focused on agility and luck, and also fit for survivability, strength for carry your life support, of course healing items, and the rest of your status point you can spend on dex or intelligence. Well, in my build I get 89 perfect dodge. In order to get 89 perfect dodge, for the headgear, you may use UFO pouring hat or autumn leaf since it gives you 5 perfect dodge, and the middle headgear you may use Ancient Elven Ears, it gives you 3 perfect dodge, and the lower headgear you may use Spare Card, it gives you 2 perfect dodge. And the main armor, you may use Abyssive Rope with Agility Ancient, since it will give you about 5 till 20 perfect dodge based on your refinement. It is recommended to have 4 slots weapon such as slot 4 mace or slot 4 Valkyria hammer. Well, Valkyria hammer, it is good for Super Novice since it gives you so many bonuses, but particularly it gives you 1 perfect dodge and it has 4 slots. You may slot it with Banaspati card, 4 Banaspati card. For the shield, you may use Kadam slot 1 since this shield gives you 7 perfect dodge based on your refinement. Or if you prefer a more defensive playstyle, you may use Novice Shield since it gives you 20% elemental resistance except neutral resistance. And it is recommended to have a giant snake skin with look enchantment. And for the footgear, you may use +9 advanced angel incarnation, or if you have enough budget, you may use temporal boots of agility with muscle full enchantment. Last but not least, you may use a pair of agility gloves since it gives you about 2 perfect dodge. While talking about the card, for the headgear you may use Gravity card or any other resistant card, and for the armor, in my opinion, I choose Elemental Changing card so I can adapt in certain situation. And the weapon, similar to what I have said before, I use 4 sets of Venospati cards to inflict burning effect. Well, this is just for harass the mode. And the shield, it is recommended to use ratio resistant cards or size resistant like Hot Gremlin, Alice, and Kalisberg Knight, and etc. And for the garment, you may use Choco card or elemental resistant cards such as Dustiness or Jack. And the footgear, you may use Infinity Toad cards. It is recommended since it gives you many perfect dodge points based on your refinement. And for the accessory, of course, you have to get a pair of yo-yo cards. Well, this build actually works properly in a party since you can manage yourself to take the aggro and let your friends finish them. And it is not recommended to solo since Super Novice only have a low hit point, and yeah, you cannot always rely on your steel body since you can only use it once, and if you want to use it again you need to reload and that's not efficient.